All right, what's going on? This is a video on why we failed our first rough-in inspection. And so the inspector came, was a nice guy, but just had some comments and some things we needed to do before we got done. And he didn't care about who did the work, he just cared about the quality of it and if it's done to code. So the big item is he came in here and he wanted a structural engineer to sign off on our floor system. He was worried about this being a brick veneer, our floor system being attached to that. And now that is a structural knee wall, so that was okay. But basically, since I work in the general contracting world, I had a structural engineer that I knew come over here. He was able to sign off on everything. And the only thing he gave us is he wanted us to add more sleeve anchors at 2 feet on center. So we might have them at 4 feet on center right now. He wanted them 2 feet on center. And he also wanted the structural engineer, okay, to sign off on our floor system and also sign off on that we don't need headers. The reason we didn't put headers in here is because this was an existing beam. That was an existing beam. So that span was already covered with that beam, and if we put a header, it'd bring our windows down a ton. So we didn't put headers. Structural engineer said that's fine, we don't need headers. That beam right there already carries that load. And then, so the rest of the items that the inspector gave us was just some small things besides that. So like where the Romex right there goes through the brick, he wanted some conduit to wrap that Romex, because Romex is actually not rated to be in a brick, to punch through a brick opening. So we just got to pull this off and put a little PVC sleeve. He wanted these PEX lines to be insulated under the floor because they're going to be outside of our insulated system. And then all of these openings where, so like right here we had a crawl space vent that we opened up because we thought some more HVAC was going to come through. He wanted that closed up and sealed, a piece of plywood and foamed, and same with anything around there, that to be foamed, and any of these openings going into our crawl space, because he said you never want, and like here where our clean out comes out, you never want mice or anything like that coming into this space down below. And then he wanted this foamed up with fire foam. So right here, like where this bottom plate hits these joists, so he's saying these two bays, like the floor system and back here right now, communicate because they have an opening there. So if fire was to get down here, it would easily be able to come into this space, which then could communicate with the attic. So basically all up there, we need to fire foam. All there. All there. And that was about it. Those were the only things he had to add. Everything else he checked off on. And so, yeah, that was it. And I hope y'all learned something from this. And yeah, go do your own projects. Have fun.